Warning, the following will contain spoilers for Meg and the Trench by Steve Alten. If you haven't seen those reviews, check the description for a link, or better yet, read the books for yourself. Primal Waters is the third in the Meg series of books by author Steve Alten. Protagonist Jonas Taylor returns to counter the threat of megalodons. While he may have found fame and fortune from his previous adventures, it's been 18 years since he saved his wife Terry from a lab at the bottom of the Marianas Trench, and time has not been kind to him. Now the middle-aged father of two teenagers, Jonas finds himself in deep financial trouble. The Tanaka Institute is losing money thanks to their megalodon Angel having escaped in the last book. Angel was thought lost, but she reportedly shows up again when whales start getting attacked along the western coast of the United States, and Masao Tanaka, the aquarium's owner, suffers a heart attack and dies. Add in his rocky marriage, and Jonas needs a miracle to bring his life back into order. Fortunately, that may have come when he's offered a job working on the hit new reality show called Daredevils, a show which pits rival teams of thrill seekers into increasingly dangerous challenges. Well, the latest season finds them sailing over the Marianas Trench, where Jonas is brought in for color commentary with his history of the area. With a six-figure check in the works, Jonas can't afford to say no. If you like the writing style in the first two books, then expect a change, because Alten wrote this book in present tense. It works well enough to tell the story, but I've found the biggest draw of present tense is the mystery in whether or not the main character will survive, since they're not recounting anything, but rather experiencing it in real time. As such, it didn't really do anything for me in this book because Alten clearly likes Taylor too much to kill him off. Some of the other returning characters include Mac and Terry, although we get Jonas and Terry's kids, Danny and David. Danny is the rebellious teenage daughter who wants to hook up with one of the cast members of the reality show because he's a bad boy. She gets invited to work on the show as eye candy, walking around in a bikini for the cameras. This greatly annoys her father, which only pushes Danny to do it more. Danny was annoying, but then she was kinda supposed to be. She's nothing special and doesn't really stand out like Taylor does, she's just a stand-in spoiled rebel kid. As far as the story goes, she only serves to give Taylor an emotional connection to the inevitable danger that befalls them. But while Danny was annoying, she was utilized more than her younger brother. David is much more into the family business of sharks and diving, but aside from helping Mac with his sobriety problems, he doesn't really do anything to affect the plot until the last 50 pages or so. He wasn't a bad character really, but like his sister, he doesn't stand out. He's forcefully inserted into several chapters, working as a go-between for several other characters, doing small tasks here and there. Honestly, he could have been removed entirely with Mac filling in for him, and the end result would have felt exactly the same. With Danny, there was at least some attempt at creating family drama and a workable dynamic with Taylor. David works separately from Terry, so there's no real connection there, and his connection to Mac felt one way, since Mac just wanted to nurse his hangover for the whole book. This disappointed me because while Alten doesn't have the most amazing characters, they at least all serve a purpose, as far as action tropes go. But then the other problem is the pacing. It takes forever for things to get set up and pushed into motion. It's over 100 pages before we even see a shark in any meaningful way. Sure, there are certain things to entertain us beforehand, like the Daredevil cast trying to kill themselves in a variety of ways, but I came here to see a monster shark attack people. It took so long for things to get rolling that I was worried if we were even going to get a shark at all. Fortunately, we get more than one giant monster shark. While Angel returns to terrorize the US West Coast, another megalodon named Scarface terrorizes Taylor and the Daredevil crew. While the producers see big bucks coming and the thrill seekers see fame and glory, Taylor sees something else happening behind the scenes. There's a reason he was asked for specifically after so many years out of the spotlight, and it's not for his expertise on megalodons or the Marianas Trench. Though, without going into spoilers, I can say that the reveal is a little out of nowhere. There's a weak attempt to connect the book to the previous one, but it doesn't really work. But subtle character nuances are not why people read books like these. This is a loud, action-oriented thriller. People read this for death-defying escape moments. And when the book finally gets to those moments, it does deliver. Stupid but fun is what I call books like these, because that's all they're trying to be, and that's all I'm looking for. Scarface does eventually surface and find the Daredevil ship. He sporadically attacks cast and crew alike, leading up to a decent climax. Alten has done better than this before, so I'm a little worried that he's starting to let himself slip. Still, I do like Jonas Taylor as an action hero, even if he is too old to reasonably fight giant sharks anymore. And I still like the series despite the obvious faults. The pacing becomes manageable closer to the halfway mark of the book and feels a little drawn out before that. If you weren't crazy about the previous books, then you might want to skip this one, but me? I think the book is still pretty good. Not a bad time to be had for sure. So, have you read the book? What did you think? If not, do you want to read it now? Whatever your thoughts, comment below and stay tuned for more.